Hey guys, it's me, Yaya. Do you realize that over 60% of the people that actually come here and listen to and watch my interviews are not subscribed? I need you to subscribe. It will definitely help this channel. And of course, the more people that subscribe, you help the channel, the bigger the guests. You know how it goes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and don't forget to dare to be different. Now back to the interview. Hey guys, it's me, Yaya Diamond. What's up? It is a great day, and I'm so very happy to be here. Yes. All right. So listen, we have an amazing author on the show today. You guys know I love authors. It's just so important to read a book. It's just so important to educate yourself, especially in these days when education can either be great or not so great, or too much money, or just weird. And I know you know what I'm talking about. But because we have books, we have authors, we have people who have gone through and gone before and have, you know, challenged the tundra of all kinds of different places, even in their imaginations. Books are amazing. It takes you to places you probably would never think to ever go. And drink sour cow milk or even sour camel milk. Eat termites. I mean, these things actually did happen. And I want to welcome my next guest to the show today, and I'm going to say his name, and I know it. It's Gideon Chuka NWoko. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Did
It's
I
so
say that
welcome.
right?
Yes, ma'am, you did. Thank you. Thank you for the welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, so these stories are really, really true. What inspired you to write your book, and what is your book based on?
Okay. So many factors did inspire me, starting from when I was very young. I always loved books. Books were always around me. I was an avid reader, from a very, very at a boy age, so to speak. So, and it got me out of trouble. I kind of got lost in reading to discover the universe, countries, cultures, people, and so I got so much excitement from just reading. So now, growing up to be an adult, actually back when I was a teenager, so I've always imagined if I could possibly one day be able to write the kind of books that I read, that I loved to read, and then of course I couldn't, because I was young, don't have experience as to knowing that it's a serious adventure, a daunting adventure to write a book. So I couldn't. I wasn't trained to be a writer. Period. But anyway, especially a novel that you have to use your imagination and all that, research and all that. But anyway, fast forward. So 2027, after my mother passed, it
When you what?
was 2027. Sorry, 20. I'm sorry, 2007.
Oh goodness! I was like, oh my
Yes,
gosh,
20%
I've
to
lost
2027.
it.
No, I'm sorry. 2007,
Okay.
2007. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, my mother passed. So I was kind of, this is going to be a new chapter for me in life. So I was trying to find out what my next part in life would be. And that's when suddenly, the creative instinct in me to write, suddenly kicked in. We were coming back from church one Sunday, told my wife, that was way back 2009. I said, you know what? I need to stop by the grocery store and get some notebooks. So we got home. And from that day, I started writing. I wrote all day, all night that particular day. And ever since then, I've been writing. And then,
Wow.
yes, and I've written several books that I even text. Well, I won't call it book, text that are yet to be published, non-fiction as well.
Mhm.
And then, like the Sojourner is a series of 7 books. You know,
Wow.
yes, yes. So yeah, that's that. So, but anyway, my also my love for creative writing, telling stories. Again, I just can't live without either reading stories or
Mm.
telling stories. That's how I educate myself. That's how I know about people, about cultures, about
Mhm.
other parts of the planet we live in. So I just can't imagine anyone living without reading, to be honest with you. So that's those are my inspiration.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, love,
So you
love
have
for creativity, love for literature, you
uh-huh.
know, love for storytelling. Yes,
Wow. You have two characters in your book. It's Jeffrey Igwe, right? Or Igwe and Joy Boy Amaze.
yes,
They're your central characters?
they are the central characters,
Okay.
but you come across several other characters, several.
Okay.
Yes, but the story focuses on these two best of friends.
Oh
You know,
wow. Wow. So
yes.
what did they go through? I like what are the terms of their friendship and their resilience and how did you come up with those characters?
To be honest with you, okay, I'm from Nigeria originally.
Mhm.
So I wrote this book from a perspective of an immigrant, that came to America in search of American dream, and then how two best of friends from two different family background, one from a poor home and the other one from a rich home. So
Mhm.
they got to the United States, and on their quest to achieve the American dream, they took different paths, to that. So one took the path of a crime, and the other one legitimately went to college, studied, worked hard to achieve his dream.
Mhm.
So yes, so because of their life experiences, it's like for the young guy, JoeBoy Amanze, that came from a rich family, greed took him over, where he
Mhm.
wanted to just make it so big, way beyond his father that was already wealthy in Nigeria. But
Uh-huh.
yes, but his ego got in the way, because he dropped out of school, and his father in Nigeria got to learn about him dropping out of school, so he wasn't getting money anymore from his father. From
Mhm.
that, he detested his father.
Mm.
you know yes, and the next thing, his machismo ego setting, and then he got into drug business, that he's going to make it way big to shock his father, surprise his father, that he don't need his father's money anymore.
Mhm.
So again, that was the path he chose, even though he came from a very, very well established home. He didn't need to go through that. All his father wanted to do was just for him to graduate, from college, and
Mhm.
come back home and took over his father's business. But oh no, he rather chose illegal business of drugs. And
Wow.
unfortunately for him, he got caught. Had to go to prison.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow. My
and
God.
then yes, and then for his best friend, took the legit path, went to school, did odd jobs, went all through the drudgery of hard work in America, and was able to make it through college.
Hmm.
And while he was in college, he kept on putting down, jotting down notes and scripts and all together to hopefully one day, have a full manuscript of script to make a movie. And eventually he succeeded, graduated, and then but what led to this was the girlfriend he had, and that's where Gavanka, if you read the synopsis of the novel, came in. So his girlfriend that he met in America was, a leeway, a kind of a channel for him to get connections that he needed to be able to
Right.
get his dream fulfilled of being a movie maker, you
Mhm.
know. And his girlfriend was a jazz, more or less, she wasn't popular, but Joba was able to see the talent in her girlfriend, even though she was a chanteuse that sings in clubs, across America with a group, a jazz group, you know. But
Mhm.
then Joe Boy inspired, not Joe Boy, but Jeffrey inspired her, to the point that she started believing in herself that she could leave her jazz group and be able to, establish herself as a solo jazz artist,
Mm.
But that happened in the other series coming up.
Oh, so
Okay.
you okay, okay. So there's other series is
Yeah,
coming up. Okay,
it's
okay,
a,
I
it's
got
a,
you.
yeah, it's a seven series book.
Oh,
This is
seven.
seven. Yes, this is just book one.
Wow.
Yeah, this is just book one. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
yes. So eventually we get to, on that series, we get to find out how her life evolved in the jazz music business, in
mhm.
America and around the world, you know. But again, it was because they became, two gifted individuals that support each other and
Mm-hmm.
was able to legitimately live the American dream, you know, unlike Joe Boy, who unfortunately ended in prison. But other
Right.
things happened along the way, even though he was in prison. Other things happened that you get to learn in book two, in book
Mm-hmm.
three, and the rest. Yes,
Wow.
yeah. So
Wow.
it's a long story. Yeah,
My
it's
gosh.
this is just the beginning. The Sojourner is just a scratch of the surface
Uh-huh.
of the entire story.
Wow.
It's a
Wow.
lot.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, so is this set in your native country or is this set in the United States?
Both. Okay, it's set in eastern Nigeria, and then to the city Lagos, city
Okay.
in Lagos, and then set in Europe, in London, England, and then across the United States. And then it goes on and on. There are scenes in Rome,
Mm-hmm.
in I believe in Germany, not Germany, in Rome, and then in France.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it's not that it's set in different countries.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Why
Yes.
why did you do that? Why did you not just leave it in Nigeria or in Texas or in Miami? I don't know. I mean, why is it set in so many different places?
Well, you know what? When I was writing this book, I was very open-minded as to know that I have to engage global audience, to this book, not
Mm,
just the audience, but different cultures, people, so that everybody can probably find a character they can relate to, in the book,
mhm,
and the environment, the city, country as well. So that wherever, whether you are in England, whether you are in Germany, whether you are in France or Spain, you
mhm.
can pick up this book, patiently read it, and then you relate to. It's a story anybody can relate to, So I didn't want the book to just be about Nigeria
Mm,
or my culture, you know. This is just a story of somebody living their local environment,
mm.
going elsewhere around the world in search of a dream, you know, and then luckily for them, they got
Mhm.
lucky based on who they met on their trajectory of
Wow.
finding their destiny, right? They succeeded. And then the other person, you know, took a different path and ended up sadly, in prison, you know.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. What was the writing process on this? This had to be different. I mean, you have in different countries, you got prison scenes, you got love, you got turmoil, you have wrong
Yes.
decisions. I mean, what was this process for you?
To be honest with you, it was very daunting, difficult, but at the same time, very extremely challenging, you know. But you see, I would say it's grace of God, you know. At a point when I started writing, at a point it seemed like the character started talking to me,
Mm,
to my
mhm.
imagination. I mean, it's like my job was just to just keep writing, They speak to me. I could be sleeping midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m.,
You wake up.
I wake up. I go start writing based on what my imagination is telling me, the
Wow.
characters. Yes. So, and I just keep weaving, keep couching. I mean, at a point it was, hey, I surprised myself, and I enjoyed the process, you
Mm,
know. Yeah, I enjoyed the process. It's very comical, it's intriguing, you know, exciting, you know. So all the experiences, I mean, like when you go, it's every emotion a human being should feel, good, bad, ugly, excitement. It's a full package, on the
wow.
book. Yes,
Wow.
and I have to explore all these human emotions, based on different characters. Again, it's not just Jeffrey, Igwe, and Joe Boy. You are going to see, explore, go, get to know several characters,
Hmm. Yeah.
from the local, place to city to United States,
Mhm.
and then it's like, you get some people read this book in a day, 2 3 days, because they couldn't drop the book.
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious.
Wow.
And they'll come and say, Gideon, man, I can't wait for the book too. Say, man, this is one of the best books I've ever read in a long time. Say, wow.
Mm.
Yes. In 2 3 days, they,
Oh
they
my
read it.
gosh.
Yes. Still waiting. Every time I will get a call, Gideon, when is the book 2 coming out? I want to know what happened to JoeBoy. I want to know, why did this person die? Why do you have to kill this character? I want to know what what's next in the life of Jeffrey, Igwe, and all that.
Wow.
I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's been exciting. It's been an exciting experience, and to me, I'm living my dream because I never knew I could do this at all. All I,
Mhm.
I always thought people who could write fictional narrative, right, were extraordinarily gifted. They're brainiacs, right, to be able to, to be able to write a novel. And I never saw myself as I never perceived myself as a brainiac at all,
Mhm.
you know. But the thing is that I loved stories because they changed my life as
Yeah.
a teenager, you know. So I thank God that as an adult now that I could do it. Where for somebody to pick up my book to read and say they're extremely excited, you know, I'm like, whoa, thank
Yeah.
God. Yes. So it's hey, I just give God all the glory, to be honest with you.
I
That's all
hear
I
you.
can say. Yeah.
I
Yep.
hear you. So
Hello,
why?
I'm Ron Isley with the Isley Brothers,
I'm Ernie Isley of the Isley Brothers.
and our new album is Make Me Say It Again, Girl. And our new single from that album is called Last Time.
And we're with Yaya Diamond.
And she's a special lady to us,
I
too.
hear
Yep.
you. So why the name The Sojourner? And I mean, okay, so there's two different questions I have here. The
Okay.
name, and did you do this on a historical backdrop of the Nigerian Civil War?
Not really. Not
No.
really. No, it's
Tell
not.
me, how did that come in? Because
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe I don't know. I was thinking, okay, so there's a civil war. Is it that Nigerian civil war?
Yes.
Is it involved? Tell me how that kind of came about.
Okay. Okay. Again, the way the story came to me, I started with, I've always been fascinated about the Nigerian Civil War that took place from 1967 to 1970, you know. So I did some research, that's how the story started, but it wasn't, that's not, this story is about pursuit of American dream,
Mm,
okay? Like the, maybe chapter 1 and 2 and 3, you just here and there, you read just pages, paragraphs of the Nigerian Civil War. It's not in detail because I'm not a historian, and
right.
when I started, I didn't set out to to write a full detail of or chronicle of the Nigerian Civil War. That's not what I wanted to do. You know,
Gotcha. Hmm.
but this is how, because Jeffrey Igwe was a captain during the Nigerian Civil War. You know, at an early age. So I wanted to pull from his experiences just to start this story.
Hmm.
Okay. And that's how it started. But it wasn't about Nigerian Civil War at all.
Hmm.
Now, when you delve deep, that's why I said this story will take you to different trajectories. You know,
Yeah.
yes, it will. Starting, from Eastern Nigeria and then to the city, the humongous city of Lagos, Nigeria, and then across the United States.
Mm.
Different
Yeah.
cities. Yes. So that's,
Definitely.
yeah. I wanted my scope just to go wild, so that regardless of where you are, you pick it up again. Just patiently read it, and then you get to connect with the character, with the
Yeah.
scene. Like, oh wow, this is pretty encompassing.
Hmm.
And for something like a culture you don't even have a clue about, people you don't even know about, right? Getting to read them, like a lady told me, I didn't even know that was Nigeria had a civil war in this late 60s, 70s. This is first time. After reading my book, she then had to go Google about the Nigerian Civil War and bought more books about the Nigerian Civil War.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So that was after reading my novel. But
Wow.
again, that's just for the war thing is just about chapter 1 and 2.
Hmm.
But it then stretches. It then stretches
Of course, you're kind of all over the
tentacles,
place.
tentacles,
Uh
to
huh.
different characters.
Yeah.
It's a love story.
Mm.
Again, yeah, it's a love story because the lady Joe Boy fell in love with Gavanka Gafonka. You know, it's a
Mm.
love story. That's how the whole. That's how Joe Boy was able to, not Joe Boy, please, Jeffrey Igwe. That's how Jeffrey Igwe, luckily, through this woman, that was a beauty queen, a jazz songstress,
Mm.
and he was a college student And it's like, how
Mhm.
could somebody in that profession, high profile profession, fall in love with, and you read about the chase, the romantic, you know, yes,
Oh yeah. Oh
a
yeah. Wow.
student, okay,
Wow.
chasing
Wow.
a jazz, almost a superstar, right?
Mhm.
And you get to find out how, you know, how it ended up. Yes. So that's how
Don't
they
say nothing. No, don't give it away.
yeah, exactly. I
No,
don't want to
don't
say
give it
yes.
away. No.
Yeah.
But what do you want people to come away with when they read this book? What was the expected result? Because I know that you said some people read it within 24 hours. They couldn't put it down. But was
Yes.
that your purpose, or what is your purpose?
My purpose is with this book is to again open up people's mind as to what could happen, especially in America, where everybody is striving to achieve their American dream, whatever it is. Okay,
Right.
so it's like, well, I'm following this character to find out, how his life, how he ended up making it, or the other one not making it, so that what you can take from the story is that I got to pay attention to understand that legitimate hard work pays. You know, there are too many temptations in America, and you
Mm,
could be easily drawn into a life of crime.
yeah.
And it's not going to end well. Whether you're a citizen, whether you're an immigrant, regardless of just in this society we live in, you gotta be very careful. I mean, you don't want to go fast lane lifestyle.
No.
Just legitimately work hard. Okay,
Hmm.
try to find out what your gift and passion is, and just work hard on it. And by the grace of God, He will lead you to your destiny. Yeah,
Wow. Thank
yeah.
you so much for being on the show, for sponsoring the show today, Mr. Woko. Thank you so much. And
Thank you. Yeah,
this is it's wonderful to see that you are living your dream by writing and by putting out 7 editions of this. This is
yeah.
just the first one. And
Yes.
I'm so happy for you. What kind of
Thank you.
advice do you give to those authors that may be coming from a different country like you, that they want to be like you, they want to write? What do you tell them?
Well, I'll start by saying they got to believe in themselves. They got to have the confidence, and they got to have the virtue of patience is the key. It's not easy, writing a story and then hoping that one day a publisher will accept your manuscript, because it doesn't come easy. But you gotta have passion for what you're doing. You gotta love to be a writer. So you're gonna be sometimes some days I felt like giving up. But I'm like, but I'll ask myself, why am I doing this? It's simply because I love telling stories and I love reading stories of others, because it's inspiration. It's inspirational to read somebody's stories, you know, all the pains of life, difficulties of life, how they overcame their struggles, and came out on the other side of life, where they can, smile and tell a positive story of their life experience. So the thing is, I want people to understand that it pays to work hard, you know, at your goals in life. Just forget crime. Crime might pay you for a short while, but in the end, it ends bad. You could
Yes.
end landing in prison. You could shorten your life. Send you to early grave. So that's just what this story is all about, and that's why I focus mainly on the two friends to just compare. And again, this is fiction, okay?
Right. Yeah.
Fiction. Everything here is fiction, you know. But again,
Wow.
the characters came to me the way they came to me, and I started exploring it. You know, you know,
Mhm.
within it, what could possibly happen, okay, to each of the characters. So for every an immigrant or even somebody born here, you read the book, it will make you think like, oh, I really, really need to watch what I'm doing. And yes, America is a land of opportunity, but you got to work hard for the opportunity to materialize into you achieving your goals and dreams. It's not going to come easy at all. But let your passion guide you, your passion, your patience, to know that by the grace of God, one day all the threads will come together, you know, for you to hopefully weave your story and believing that A publisher will accept your manuscript, and the rest will be history. You know,
Wow.
it took years to get to this point. It took
Mhm.
years. I wrote these stories years ago. You know, it took several years, bumps. You know, some
Right.
people, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
hey,
I
until
understand.
eventually I got to the right publisher where you know. So it's patience, and hard work, and believing in yourself, and keep because you love writing, you love reading, so you keep doing it, regardless of other job you might have. At the end of the day, you come back, create time, even if you put in an hour a day, you know, 30 minutes, or you just write a page every day. Before, within a year, if you write a page every day, within a year, you would have written a whole book.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, but you
Wow.
should have the passion, you know,
Yeah.
that will drive you. Passion is the passion, and patience, you know, will drive you to eventually, you know, complete a book and hopefully get a publisher, you know. Yeah.
Definitely. Wow. Thank you so much for that advice. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have all the information for the book in the description box below, but you can always go ahead and check it out right there. There's a QR code. You can check it out for yourself and see if this is a book that you would want to read. You know, and on this channel, it's like we want to make sure that, you know, you guys are interested, but more so that you get the word from the actual author. And that's why we're doing this, because authors are just like you and me. They're just people who are going after their dreams and their hopes and their aspirations, and they're writing because it's in their hearts. And like Gideon said, you know, if you want to continue to do it and you want to do it, just don't stop. Just keep
No.
going, right? Just don't stop. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. Just don't stop.
Yes.
I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have all that information about the book, about where you can find it, and like Amazon and all different kind of other places in the description box below. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, bye.